Hi friends, welcome back. Last week we talked about Isaiah 11 and the prophecy that he wrote there about Jesse's root and the sprout, the shoot that would come up and the branch that would come forth. And that branch was called Netzer. And it turned out to be Yeshua, the one who grew up in Nazareth or Nazareth. Today, we want to talk about these stones. This is the southwest corner of the Temple Mount. And right here is the cornerstone. I want to talk to you today about the Zion stone found in Isaiah, another beautiful prophetic word that Isaiah gives. This starts out with a real contrast and almost a condemning word, which prophets bring. He says, "Because you have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with Sheol we have made a pact, the overwhelming scourge not reach us when it passes by. We made falsehood our refuge, and have concealed ourselves in deception." Wow, what a terrible word to receive from the Lord. The Lord recognizes the deception that they've trusted in. And so he says to them, "Therefore thus says the Lord, behold, I am laying in Zion a stone which is tested, a tested stone, a costly cornerstone." This cornerstone, it's for the foundation, and it has been firmly placed. He who believes in it will not be disturbed or dismayed. Here is another reference, not just to the simple meaning, but to the remez, not just the peshat, but the hidden message behind it. Yes, Israel had begun now, Judah, Jerusalem, had begun to trust in other gods and other methods. They were playing with God, and God says, look, I'm going to be setting in Zion a foundation stone. And if you trust in this foundation stone, the whole building will be built up correctly, and your hearts will be right because you have trusted by faith in the one God has placed. Now, we're going to talk a little more about that in just a few moments, so stay with us. Welcome back. We're talking about the stone that God is going to lay in Zion, the foundation stone, cornerstone. It's one I'm leaning against right now. It's a costly stone. It's tried and tested. And those who believe in this stone, wow, how can you believe in a stone? But those who believe in this stone, has spiritual meaning, will not be disappointed. First of all, we know from the prophet Habakkuk that those who trust in the Lord live by faith. So if we want to please God, we need to live by faith. So belief is not just, oh, well, I believe something. Belief is, yeah, that's really true. It's really going to happen. And that's real faith. And that's what the Lord is looking for. The just, the righteous shall live by faith. This word stone here is Evan. You know anybody named Evan? Well, their name means stone. Here in Hebrew, this stone is Evan. This passage is exactly quoted in Romans chapter 9, verse 33. And you know, Romans 9 to 11 speaks specifically to the people of Israel and uses the name Israel over and over again. And here he quotes Isaiah because the people hadn't believed in Yeshua. And so Rav Shaul, the Apostle Paul, condemns the people who refuse to believe in Yeshua and say, you're fulfilling the prophetic word that Isaiah gave. You're not believing. You're believing in other things than what the Lord provided for us in a tried and tested stone, a foundation stone, the firm cornerstone. There's another unique passage that talks about a stone. I'd like to turn there. It's Psalm 118. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good, for his loving kindness is everlasting. Jumping down a few verses to verse 19, Open to me the gates of righteousness. I shall enter through them. I shall give thanks to the Lord. And this is the gate of righteousness. This is the gate of the Lord he's about to tell us. The righteous will enter through it. I shall give thanks to you, for you have answered me, and you have become my salvation, Yeshua T. We've seen that word before. The root word meaning salvation and giving way to Yeshua's name. The stone, Evan, which the builders rejected, has become the chief cornerstone. This is Psalm 118, most likely written years before Isaiah gave his prophetic word. And here written, very likely by King David. The stone, Evan, the same stone, was rejected as a prophetic word. But this rejected stone became the very cornerstone, the very chief stone, Rosh Pinah, the very headstone. This is the Lord's doing. It is marvelous in our eyes. This is a miracle. It's not just making up the fact that this may be the Messiah or Yeshua, but this is a miracle passage. This is the Lord's doing. It is marvelous in our eyes. This is the day that the Lord has made. Not any old day, he's made all the days, but this is the day when the Lord brings the rejected stone into the place of being the chief corner. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. So if we trust in this tried and tested stone, which is the cornerstone, and we come by faith, we can certainly rejoice. We're going to talk a little bit more about this because I want to be more specific concerning the Messiah, Isaiah's Messiah, and in our case, Yeshua. Stay with us. We'll be right back. The rejected stone of Isaiah 42 has become the cornerstone of Psalm 118, the stone chosen by God. And if we believe in him, we are blessed of the Lord and become living stones as well. I'd like to read a few words from 1 Peter, Kepha, chapter 2. And coming to him, Yeshua, as the living stone, rejected by men, but choice and precious to God. We too, you also, have become living stones that build up a spiritual building. Cephas goes on, Peter goes on, and says that we are a holy priesthood, a holy Kohanim, ministering in intercession, offering spiritual sacrifices. And he exactly quotes from Isaiah 28. And he says, behold, I lay in Zion a choice stone, a precious cornerstone, and he who believes in him shall never be disappointed. And he's speaking about Yeshua. And he's including us. That's the huge miracle of this prophetic word. Yeshua fulfills the prophetic word of Isaiah, prophetic word of King David in Psalm 118, talking about the stone that was rejected, the living stone that has become the chief corner. And we who believe in him have become living stones with him, building up the temple of the Most High God. Kepha goes on and says, this precious value then is for you and for me. Yeshua is this precious value for us. The stone which the builders rejected is now the chosen stone, the choice stone, and we are included in the favor of God with that. Now, some people don't believe. Some people don't believe. You can have people who see exactly the same thing. Some will believe and some don't believe. We don't understand all of that. But certainly when those people who saw Yeshua raise Lazarus from the dead, And half the crowd believed. And when they saw the miracle, half ran off to the leaders in Jerusalem to report this and cause ire and anger among the leaders in Jerusalem. We don't understand it, but we do know this. Those of us who believe have been entrusted now to become living stones, building up a spiritual house for God, spiritual house of worship, with the foundation stone being alive, the cornerstone of Yeshua. Isn't that exciting? It's awesome. Love to see you again next week. God bless you.